Welcome to the StockMiner.com studios. I'm your stock miner Brian Johnson, and a monster run up in the markets today. Up over 1.5% or so on most of the markets, with NASDAQ, of course, leading the way. Break of that inverse head and shoulders today brought all the bulls to the yard. So, as you can see, we had been talking about the 10,700 mark. I said that was the most conservative place to get in. Sure enough, look, we didn't stop there. I really thought maybe we'd see a little bit of a hang up there. No, they drove it right up and through it and then came back and retested it. See this? Then it held and away we went. So up 10,752 by the end of the day, allowing you to make a little bit of profits. Very obvious here. Buy this move to the upside. We've been talking about this in the past, and I've really been talking about this a lot with my subscribers, guys. If you're not part of that newsletter, you need to get on it. It's 15 bucks a month. And even if you never place a trade that I offer in that thing, it's the information itself is worth 15 bucks a month. So I've been talking to my subscribers a lot about this, and that is breaking this overhead level. The NASDAQ did it. The S&P was looking to do it. Why not the Dow? No reason to think that those can't follow the rest of the markets. And I said, keep your bias out of it. A lot of people want to. Now, we had a very, very slow climb up here. All of last week, going really nowhere. The bulls just were not taking charge here. But with the Fed coming out to talk tomorrow, it's very common to see a little run up into that. Look at that big poke today, up and through, especially once we broke that inverse head and shoulders on the S&P. It brought a lot of buyers to the market. Here's the NASDAQ. It's unstoppable at this point. Screaming upwards, no signs of shutting down quite yet. Looking for breaks of that blue line, and even then I like to see it break and maybe come back and retest. We haven't even seen a break yet. This is a precipitous climb. So strong by the NASDAQ, and look at what it looks like on a daily. Unstoppable here. Look at that. You can go back to a few months ago, and you're going to be hard-pressed to find this type of strength leading us in the Nasdaq. Very, very strong. Apple following suit today, one of the big gainers on the day as well. Just so strong at this moment. Hard to stand in front of this moving truck, but you can see why I love to go long the Nasdaq. Is there any doubt in your mind why I love that? Compare this to the other indices. This is where you're going to make your money. No question about it. From a weekly standpoint, too, we had that close up and above, and I said, we'll see if this week can close above. It is off to a fantastic start so far. Back below 1900, okay, we got something to talk about, but guys, that is 90 points from where we are right now. It is going to have to roll over and really topple before the end of the week. The more likely scenario might be that it absolutely bleeds the bears to death, heading back up towards this 2050 area. A little bit early in the week to be talking about that, especially with housing numbers out tomorrow as well as the Fed speaking, but you got to look at all scenarios, and that is one very potential scenario. So we'll see if this can hold. These are weekly charts, so in most cases I don't like to deal with them on Mondays because they change a lot of times by the end of the week. SPX on a 60-minute, we broke the blue line, but remember I mentioned that as long as we stay up here, nothing too bearish here to worry about. Sure enough, pop. Get above that 1130 area and away we go. All the way up into 1142. Looking at the daily, that breaks us cleanly above this area, making for a very strong move to the upside by the bulls today and a break of the inverse head and shoulders. Will it hold? I'm speaking with some, I'm looking at different scenarios within this chart. I've got a lot of other lines drawn within this chart for my subscribers, and there are things up here that we still have to really, really watch before I can get completely sold on the inverse head and shoulders. But you know what? It is what it is right now. Charts just are what they are. So we'll take it for what it is at face value. Bulls in control. Not bad, too, on the volume today. Pretty strong run by the bulls overall. From a weekly, we are up and above that level. Mentioned that it is only Monday. Let's see if we can hold that by the end of the week. VIX on a daily also saw a drop, only a 2.86% drop. Not bad for the VIX. Certainly not convincingly lower for the VIX compared to where we were in the markets. A lot of times these moves up of 1.5% will mean a good 3, 4, 5% drop in the VIX. Did not see that today. But it is what it is from the standpoint of markets up, VIX down. So we take it for what it is. And that is, there is, can I use is anymore? I don't know if it's possible. We are still in a consolidation here with the VIX. All right? Which means we are still seeing fear subside as this market moves up. Remember we had a couple of days last week where we saw a divergence in the VIX. I said, I don't know if it's going to make much of a difference. Sometimes it does. In this case, it really has not. Fear is still coming out of the markets as it moves up. I've seen lots of headlines today, all spouting good news. So the world is a happy place, apparently, to live in right now. You are well served to apparently take every penny you own and throw it into high-risk stocks. That's what the pundits would, of course, want you to believe. So I, of course, am not advocating that in any way, shape, or form, especially at this point. But the VIX is still confirming. It is moving down as the markets move up, showing that fear is coming out for the time being. So moving downwards, where can we go? I would expect this 20, even below that, to the 18 mark, making for even a more tasty place for option traders to start looking at some potential option trades within the market itself. Love it when the VIX gets low for my options. Apple, honestly, here, look at this thing. Scream up. Remember I said the most conservative place to look at is above 280? That would have made you $3 today, and I've been screaming about 280 for what? How many weeks now? Quite a few. Please, guys, I hope if you're watching these videos that you're not only watching but taking notes. Put the stuff in your charts. Look at this, above 278-ish or so. Beautiful break to 280. Hard break above 280, right to 283. Did we even see a pause up here at 280? A very slight one, but much to the same as what we saw in the Dow, and that was break overhead resistance, retest, and hold before another run up. The Apple just been so strong right in here. 235 to 285, $50 in the course of about 3 weeks. No pullback, straight up. This thing is a monster right now. So you're above 280. If you're into the long side on 280, just be very cautious up there. Put your stop somewhere down below that and make sure that it doesn't whipsaw you on a quick move back down. But you can see for the day up $7, almost $8. That's just a huge move in Apple at this point. I love day trading this thing. Raise your hand if you love day trading Apple. That's right. All of your hands should be up. So from a weekly point, we are back up above this 280. Look at this, looking like we may continue upwards. It's Monday, so I won't deal too much on that right now. FAS broke this blue line. That was my what? Get long? Yep, for the more aggressive, you betcha it was. Up above 23, another good area to get long. Any of them making you money if you've been following along. Notice how we're poking our way and wanting to head towards 23.50, then 24, let's call it 24.25-ish or so up there. So still opportunity to play this to the long side. Tomorrow would not surprise me in the least bit to see us maybe even open down a little bit. Possibly, I don't know, down 2-3 points, depending on when that market data comes out on the housing. But then to see us continue our run up, I would watch over 23.50 into the 24.25, and above that, yeah, 25 to 25.50. Very, very possible here. Here was FAZ on the breakdown. I mentioned this looks like a bear flag. FAS looked like a bull flag. They broke just the way they should have. To the downside in this case, below 1280 was your trade, right into this lower support, which is what we hit. So, well, we almost hit. Came very, very close to it. It was a 40-cent trade-ish or so if you caught it to the downside. Guys, I hope you're taking notes when you watch these videos. Trying to help you out here, give you guys some opportunities to make some money in the markets, and there have been definitely opportunities today to make money in the markets. We saw nice, healthy moves up through overhead resistance, strong moves down through support, as in this case, FAZ, giving you opportunities to get into these trades at levels that I had marked for you this weekend. Hopefully you made some money on it. So, now where are we looking at? Below $12 is probably my next area to start looking to the short side. Otherwise, we're going to have to get back up into here before I really start moving on it. What to expect into tomorrow? Look for some trading early on, and then maybe we flatline. Very common into the FOMC, so find yourself a lunch date or figure out, plan your day so that you can do something in the middle of it, because I don't know if there'll be much trading towards the middle of the day. Maybe pick up again towards the end of it. And once again, I'll be back with you again at the end of it tomorrow night.